gosh, I didn't press go live.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not live on my end.
Thank you.
We can do this. We can do that intro again.
Good morning, Source Gamers. You are not aware of what just happened, so I won't take the time to explain it to you. Right now, this morning, the Pokemon Presents is about to start in 3 minutes. With me, I have Kawlun and Anton. How are your morning goings?
Pretty good. I hope they announce Pokemon Stadium 2.
Nice.
I'm gonna say that they'll announce the Pokemon trading card game instead.
Ooh.
Yes, that's my one of the NSO.
So we're just both going for NSO announcements.
that is kind of it. I honestly
Yeah.
don't expect a massive amount here that will be of interest to me. If there is a new game entirely, then I reckon it'll be that mystery dungeon game that people thought we might get in the last Presents, just because they still think that copyright seems a bit sus.
Yeah, that was weird.
But like, that's it. Otherwise, I mean,
Hello,
we'll probably
Tony.
get a release date for the DLC.
Hey, Phantom, can you share your window of the Pokemon Presents?
Oh shit! All right, let's see how that's gonna go on this new laptop.
Hey, hi, Tony.
I do not need 1440p.
In 1440p, hell yeah!
I do not need that shit. Alright, let's hope this works well. Alright, let us know in the chat how the audio is, especially once the actual Pokemon Presents starts. Because although I've tested the audio last night, could be their audio could have switched over from the last Pokemon Presents, so the balancing might be a bit off. We've got 1 minute left. I think, of course, clearly some Mewtwo stuff was gonna happen since they did like the whole teaser thing. The thought occurred before I went to bed. What if they do Legends Mewtwo? And I don't think that will happen now, of course, because they usually announce games in February. But if they wanted to change things up, be like, hey, the next game is for a fact going to be Legends and is coming out next year, like early next year, they decide to do that again, then now would be the time to announce it.
I mean, it's certainly an idea.
Do that as fast as possible.
Just don't think that's going to
absolutely
happen.
I mean, I don't think
with
so
the way
either.
this Pokemon DLC is going, it seems more like we're going to get the first batch of DLC in like 2 months, and then the third one will be early next year instead.
You think it'll be early next year?
I mean, it might be at the rate they're going. Then the second one might not be out till next year. Yeah.
All right, it's 9 a.m. Do you know where your Pokemon Presents is?
Wow,
there,
that's
Jesus
loud.
Christ! Oh.
I'm so sorry.
The YouTube music. Also, Phantom, I think maybe the text box for the YouTube chat viewer on the stream is maybe a bit too wide. Just because my comment, just because my comment, you can see it on stream is going off screen. It's not like folding around.
I'll fix that.
Yeah, I agree, Hitani. Lots of Unite merch, mobile stuff, almost certainly. Might get Detective Pikachu info. We could just have another trailer for it.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, because that is still a thing that's going to happen.
It'd be so fucked up if they announced the movie sequel. And Ryan Reynolds is like, "Hi, I'm scabbing right now to tell you about the new Pokemon movie."
Unfortunately, trying to fix that is going to take a lot of work. So
yeah,
it's fine to leave it.
Oh gosh.
People who watch it back can just try and figure out what it is. Whoa, it's Pikachu.
That was weird.
In today's presentation, we'll be sharing information about several
the M hint was definitely Mewtwo.
Absolutely.
and Pokemon Violet games.
Oh, we're gonna see more Detective Pikachu. That's
First
cool.
of all, the weekend of the 2023 Pokemon World Championships is nearly upon us at last.
Big Detective Pikachu in the back there.
Yeah. In comparison to like freaking creepy Pikachu last year.
Yeah, I much prefer it to
Pokemon
weird,
International.
creepy Pikachu
We're
they gave us.
thrilled to bring the Pokemon World Championships to Yokohama, Japan for the first time ever. In just a few days, over
Hi, I'm Chris Brown, not that one.
One unfortunate name.
Not the one you're thinking.
Yeah, here's all the Pokemon World Champion stuff. Is this happening right now?
I think in like 2 days or something.
In 2 days, yeah. Because I know they had already flown people over there, but obviously it wasn't going to happen the same weekend as Evo, as that was last week. So
that bag is kind of clean.
every competitor will
Once again, let us know how the audio is, if you can hear our voice as well, and also hear the Nanton and Kawlun well.
card in this kit has been
yes.
Champions Festival, which showcases unique artwork themed after each year's location. Now,
festival
for the
card.
first time, we will debut a new
For the first
promo
time ever,
Paradise
Pokemon.
Resort. Competitors will also
Whoa.
get the coveted World
Whoa.
Pikachu plush.
Hey, cool. It's a
based
little
on this
Lapras.
year's
How cute.
celebratory Yokohama artwork. For those who aren't
And a
competing,
Pikachu.
the World's Pikachu plush, along with other exclusive items,
The
will also
world's
be
first
available at the
Pikachu
largest
plush. There it
Pokemon Center
is.
World store ever. From August
Why can I
11th
hear
to 13th,
myself?
as top trainers compete together in Yokohama,
Dunno.
we invite
Phantom.
the rest of our global community to celebrate Pokemon together at home and tune into our
Okay.
live broadcast for the event. Now, let me hand it off to our Japan project lead, Rakia, to share the exciting World Celebration events happening around Yokohama.
I don't know about you guys, but I would
beginning
swipe that food out of Pikachu's hands. I wouldn't even.
Why would you steal food from a
Would
Pokemon?
slap it down.
Because I'm hungry.
But he's hungry too.
Too
he
bad.
can have like leeks or whatever.
Oh well, he
That's
dropped
almost
it. The plush just vanished.
A number of events here in Yokohama,
It
Minato.
no longer exists.
The Pikachu all teleports.
We're
Also
collaborating
teleports.
with various facilities in Yokohama so that visitors can
Whoa.
experience the atmosphere and Pokemon of each region in the Pokemon world.
You can get a big
And you'll
Bidoof.
find plenty of photo ops set up for you, along with great artwork around Sakura
Sure.
Gicho
I wonder if
Station
this is where the
and Umeda
statue,
Station to celebrate the world's
Wow.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Additionally, we'll have a specially equipped luxury cruise ship docked at the quay for you to enjoy during the
Damn,
competition
San is
period
real.
from August 11th.
Yeah, and they're gonna flip it over.
Pokemon Trainer.
You can go in there and fight all of the other
There are many
passengers.
spaces on board
Oh,
where
boy.
Pokemon trainers from around the world can gather and mingle to enjoy some casual trading and battling with their Nintendo Switch consoles and Pokemon TCG decks in hand.
But what if I want to do it? What if I want to trade and battle with my Nintendo 3DS? Did you consider that?
And there are many
factor?
more events
No.
On
nearby,
my Game Boy.
including Pikachu
Yeah,
Parade.
my GBA and copy of
Pikachu
Pokemon
Parade.
Movie.
Oh god, they're
We hope
taking
you'll enjoy
over.
a fantastic summer
They're
together.
back.
This shot is giving me like major Tim and Eric vibes. There's
Is he
something
getting closer?
Yeah, there's something so uncanny
Something's wrong
about the
about it.
Finally,
presentation.
I think Chris and I would both like to say...
Otano Shimi.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
We actually have one more video related to the 2023 Pokemon World Championships to share with you.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
This
what
is
is it?
actually the only thing we're talking about today.
Hi, I'm Andy Ghost from the Pokemon Company International. We're thrilled to bring the Pokemon
Yeah, I
World
thought he said
Championships
Andy
to the premiere of
Ghost
our
as
newest
well,
short
you
animated
two.
Yeah.
series, Pokemon Path to the Peak, at the Pacifico Yokohama on August 11th, alongside the Pokemon
All
World
them
Championships.
Pokemon books.
Pokemon Path to the Peak is a tale that brings the Pokemon trading card game to life
That's
as
a
you've
good
never
alliteration.
seen before. Set
Path
in the
to the
compelling
Peak.
world of competitive Pokemon
Path to the
trading
Peak,
card
Pokemon
gameplay,
Path to the Peak.
it's the story of our hero Ava, who discovers her natural talent
Oh, it's like
alongside
a.
her partner.
It's like an
Pokemon Odyssey.
animation.
Oh, that's
With the
cute.
support of family,
Inside
community,
Out,
and
but it's
friends,
Pokemon
Yeah.
cards.
sets her goal
She
to
has an
rise to the
Oddish,
very
and
top.
I guess.
Here's
Why
a
would
sneak
you
peek.
ever play Pokemon trading card game though if you lived in the
I
Pokemon
know it's tough
universe?
moving to a new place, but
Like-
think of it as a
Does she
new
live in a
start.
Pokemon universe?
Try
Oh my
new
God.
I
things,
mean, she
make
said
new
it was with her
friends,
partner
and
Oddish,
eventually
right?
you'll find your place.
Maybe it's her partner's card.
accepted! Welcome to
Unless
the
this is-
Pokemon Club!
You all play together? That's
see
awesome!
Yeah, that's the cards. Yeah.
It's the
So
cards.
the new girl can play. But how would you do in a real competition?
Should be like
with
Yu-Gi-Oh, where they
championship
just
points on the line.
come out of the cards.
Why is the trailer so much louder?
Also, why would you have Oddish as your like? I mean, I don't play the TCG. Maybe Oddish is pretty like
Look
OP.
out for Pokemon Path to the Peak.
But
Episode 1 will also be available globally on YouTube August 11th. We can't wait for
Yeah.
you and all your friends and family
That's
to
a
join
few
us on
days.
this journey.
3 days.
The first ever Pokemon World Championships to be hosted in Japan is nearly upon us. We hope everyone is looking
Wait, that's the
forward
first
to
one to be
it as
hosted in
much as we
Japan?
are.
Really?
yeah, what? I didn't know that.
We have the
I know
latest
they've done
on
them in
the return
London.
of that tough-talking
but-
Pikachu.
It's Detective Pikachu time.
Okay.
New trailer.
The name's Pikachu, and I'm what you might call a great detective.
my
I
God.
feel like I feel like I need to
Work
play
here
the
in Rhyme
first one
City,
before I play this.
where humans and Pokemon live side by side Everyone loves it.
Do we know if it's just a remake or a sequel? Yeah.
Well, see, I thought it was a remake, but everyone who I spoke to seems to think it's a sequel.
I'm looking for leads on my missing partner.
That's why I didn't play the original 3DS one, because I was like, well, if they're remaking it for Switch, I'll just play that.
Gotcha.
All right. I guess I can open up a little.
But it sounds like it's a sequel, yeah.
They should have hired literally anyone else to play
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
What, you mean here or in the movie?
And this guy right
Here.
is Harry. He's Tim's dad, if you can believe it.
Where's John
Then
Goodman?
we got Tim's mom, Irene,
Irene Goodman.
and his little sister,
Whoa.
Sophia. There's also Rachel,
Harry
who
Goodman.
goes to college with Tim. Well, speaking of Rachel, her dad, Howard, he's actually the mayor of Rhyme City.
Whoa, I
And
can't
barely
believe
scratched
that
the surface of all the
the human
characters around here.
dad isn't the Pikachu, unless
What
that's
are
just a flashback.
What are the importance of these details? I feel like you're just calling people out.
Yeah, look at all these named characters.
I talked to the Pokémon, and we worked together using our case notebook to deduce what happened. When investigating a scene,
Like, I like a good mystery game, I just don't know whether or not the first Detective Pikachu was a good mystery game.
Neither do
I heard it was
I.
like, kind of like, hit very young, very simple. Which, you know, it's fine if you go like the first one, but I didn't like the Professor Layton game that was also aimed super young. Layton Mysteries, I think.
suspects with her
I
sense
thought that was a bit boring.
And Darmanitan here packs a pulverizing punch. All kinds of Pokemon lend us a hand.
That's
They'll
cute.
probably state
How can I forget the
after this
high-hat
trailer,
cafe?
because not knowing anything of the original game, I can't. This feels like it's just
In the morning really
No, this definitely feels like
remake.
this definitely feels like a sequel now, just for the simple fact that they have Gala Pokemon here. Remember the first one came out.
I mean, I know the first one came out, but if they decided to like remake it, but like with new features that include the Galar Pokemon,
I mean, it feels
then
like
that's
new
possible.
story entirely. So,
Yeah.
so I would reckon that this is definitely a sequel.
Isn't it
not-
obvious? That's the release date.
October 6th, okay. Another October game.
Yeah, we already knew this.
I completely forgot about the date.
Yeah, start of October. At
Jeez.
least it's the start of October. Everything else is the end.
Tough talking, powered by coffee. The self-described Great Detective Pikachu works together with his partner, Tim.
Yes, I'll find
to
some.
solve
I'll
cases
find some
around
time to play First Detective Pikachu. I
Detective
guess
Pikachu
maybe it
Returns
starts
for
September.
Nintendo Switch systems is now available for pre-order on Nintendo eShop and at
See if I like
participating
it, and
retailers
then-
and online stores.
I can get this if I do.
Are they not gonna say?
We hope you check it out.
What?
Okay, I thought that they would like clarify what's
If you
going
have
on.
no idea
No.
what this is, whoops.
I have a
Yeah.
number of announcements and updates to share with you.
I think if it was a remake, I think
Unite.
you would know by now. They would have said it, and it would have looked obvious.
I thought they had
Oh,
said
yes.
that they were gonna do like it was gonna be like a dual pack sort of thing. Like they were gonna, like the
No, they
sequel
never-
was sort of a part 2.
Yeah, so when they first announced Detective Pikachu many years ago, I'm pretty sure they commented, or at least the way they had phrased it made it sound like it was going to be the first game with an extra story on the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from everything we've seen, it doesn't look like that's the case anymore. It looks like they've just straight up made a sequel.
That's not
Maybe
that
that's,
at all.
Maybe that's why it took so long to come out. Because they decided not to do a remake.
What if Detective Pikachu 2 is like 60 hours long?
Jeez.
it's the first and second game back to back. That would be pretty wild, not gonna lie. Although if that is the case, I'll be pretty annoyed if I play the first game ahead of time. Phantom, have you watched this anime?
No, I've not watched Pokemon anime in a long time.
No, I haven't either, but I know that obviously this is like a completely new story,
Yeah.
not following Ash. It starts
Maybe
out like, I wonder if it's because I like the Pokemon Adventure manga. I wonder if it's a bit more like that tonally.
This year, Pokemon Go is once again holding multiple
If that's the case, I'd definitely check it out. But
Yeah.
I'll probably check it out because it's a new start.
New York City. On
Pokemon
August
Go.
26th and 27th, we will also
I stopped playing
Is the
Pokemon
stream
Go a long time
broken?
ago.
What do you mean?
No, it was just the stream was like a bit
In this
laggy.
year's
It seemed
Pokemon
for some
Go Fest,
reason.
Diancie will appear for the first time
I play
Diancie can
Pokemon
Mega
Go
Evolve into
every
Every
day.
day I
and
play
Mega Rayquaza will also
Pokemon
be
Go.
appearing in raids.
Like, at least on my end, our stream is fine, so...
Once a year, so we hope you can all join in. Oh, and one more thing.
Huh? Oh.
Oh, and one more thing.
I got
Louder than
scared.
anything else in the stream.
Yeah, no, what the hell?
Pokemon Go 2?
Clean those fucking Converse. Come on.
Gold and silver, red and blue. Okay. Oh, that was Ruby Sapphire. Not my bad.
Special shoes.
Wait, are those actual shoes that they're making? Because I'd buy those.
I mean, it looks like they're all shoes based on the games. You know, black and white.
Those.
I was gonna say it's a little weird. They're introducing shoes in the Pokemon Go segment. That is a cute way of representing all the generations.
Oh, they're showing the new generation coming in, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of. I would prefer the shoes, to be honest. The shoes are really cool.
You're not gonna see me walk around in mismatched red and green Converse.
You will. You'll see me walk around in mismatched red and green Converse.
It looks like you can get the Legends Pokemon as well. If they haven't
cool.
added them already. So I saw the Ursaring version. Hisuian Ursaring, is that it?
The entire world as your
Yes.
Yeah.
Pokemon Unite.
Whoa, there's Pokemon
It's been 2
Unite.
years
I
already.
haven't
Jeez.
played. Yeah, Jesus. I haven't played this in eons.
It's fun. I haven't played like some of the new stuff, but the last time I played it, I think. Oh god.
Well, the middle version of Tinkaton.
I can't remember what Pokemon it was out the last time I played.
It's him! Mewtwo! Mega Mewtwo X. Mega Mewtwo X can use its moves in quick succession, allowing
Wait,
I can't
they
believe
have
it took
both
2 years
Megas?
for Mewtwo to be out, to be added.
An event happening now. And starting August 17th, you'll
I'm not
also
doing
be
this.
able to get Unite License Y Mewtwo,
Yeah, Pokemon
which
Sneaks,
allows
Pokemon
Mewtwo to
Loafers.
Mega Evolve
This game is
as
also
Mega
still
Mewtwo Y,
really difficult to be good at for me.
I was quite good at it when I played it with my mate. It's just like all MOBAs. After a while, I just got bored. I'm not a sort of guy who can dedicate a lot of time to a single game to get better and better at it.
And after this broadcast ends, we'll be gifting powerful platinum boost emblems.
But
as well as
they added
limited
Mew
licenses for both Mew
and not
and
Mewtwo until
to
now.
everyone who
Interesting.
enters a special gift code in Pokemon
Also interesting, he's got the
Plus,
Exo
we're
Mega
also
thing.
holding
Kind of
the
implies there's like a
7th
Y
anniversary
Mega
prize
version you'll
This
be
is
able to
a
get
great
in the
chance
future.
They did say that. They well, not in the future, but they showed off Y's gameplay.
Please join
Oh,
us in
okay.
celebrating Pokemon
Oh yeah, you
Unite's
can see it in the
2nd
background there.
anniversary.
We got 15 minutes still. Oh, Masters EX.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Masters.
no.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh, we're going straight. Oh, no, this is Masters.
Oh right, yeah, because Nemona's
in.
isn't it?
Alright.
That's how everyone figured out there was going to be a Pokemon Presents.
At last, our first sync pair from the Paldea region. It's Nemona and Pawmot. Nemona will
4
make a
years.
story event coming soon. We hope
Damn,
you
it
enjoy
really
seeing
has
her
been 4
interact
years.
with people
Yeah.
from other regions.
I have not touched this game once.
I haven't touched this game since it first came out. I never touched Masters X.
Excel at attacking quickly. By
Like, I played this because this game came out while I was in Japan, and I played it for like 3 days, I think. And then I was like, I can't be bothered now.
The Poke Fair
Oh.
Nemona and Pawmot will go live right after this broadcast. Be sure
Like,
to
I've
check
got
them
too
out
much
in your
gacha on my hands with Mario Kart and Fire Emblem, and playing Pikmin Bloom.
And beginning August
Well, you don't want to spend more money on Pokemon?
I don't spend any money on any gachas.
Oh.
Certainly not spending it on Pokemon.
Plus, starting
I'm
August 16th,
trying to play Pokemon Sleep, that's enough.
Oh, man. I've barely even been doing that.
which excels at field effects. Anyone who
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing, Shikun. It would be great if she had that voice in the games. It'd be great if any of these guys had their voices in the games.
Maybe one day.
There are plenty
Maybe
more
one
events
day.
in the works as we ramp up for the fourth
Even if they
anniversary
just give us like
of
Pokemon language, if they don't want to do it in English, like
Yeah, that too.
the silence is baffling.
Oh, Cafe Remix.
Yeah, I was assuming Cafe would get something. I never got far enough in Scarlet and Violet to get this Pokemon, which is a shame because I wanted him.
Pokemon Cafe Remix.
Oh, there's something going wild with
The newest
one of your
dish
guys.
Cafe is
I think it's yours,
sushi.
Phantom, with
No
your
way, it's the mimicry
audio. Yeah,
Pokemon
I
Tatsuki,
can hear some like
now
proper
visiting
background
Cafe
music,
in Pokemon
background
Cafe
sounds
Remix.
going on.
Oh,
Serve up some delight to
that might be
curly
the laptop.
droopy form
Whoops.
tatsugiri and
Yeah.
stretchy form tatsugiri.
Might want to
Some of
mute
the
yourself
best
until you sort it out.
Let me move it
Progress
off
through
the.
event, and you'll be able to choose one of
shit.
these three to join your staff. You just have
Mute
to
yourself
decide
while you're
which
moving, mate.
tatsugiri you like most.
Oh, I'm sorry. God.
Plus, to celebrate this Pokemon Presents, we're also giving away a special summer fun Jigglypuff.
There we go.
And beginning today, 5-star chef Tropical
Have you,
Vaporeon is
has
now
anyone
available
played
for delivery.
Cafe Remakes? I think I downloaded it and then never actually turned it on, so I don't know what it plays like.
Are also being featured again in
I think I
delivery.
played a few rounds of it
Celebrate
and
all
then was
this new
like,
news with a bonus 11
okay,
times
and then just
express
like
delivery. Available now without using in-game
forgot about it.
Forgot all about it.
Pokemon
It's on
Cafe
phone
Remakes
as well.
on Nintendo Switch
I mean,
or
it's
your mobile
like
device,
it's
and
like in
discover what
the
new Pokemon and outfits may show up in your cafe next.
it's like in the same category as like. Oh my God, you were right, Nan. I'm
there it
gonna
is.
strangle
Pokemon
you.
TCG in
Trading
video
card
game
game,
form
I
with
knew it.
Pokemon trading card game. Originally on
I
Game Boy
can't-
Series when it
I
comes to
Alright,
cannot
that's cool.
fucking believe this.
Told you. Should I play this? It's been so long since I played the TCG.
Yeah, it's a free video game for your Nintendo Switch.
I know.
OLED
Yeah, definitely
consoles.
play it.
Win battles against strong
I don't think I
opponents
ever
to
beat
build
it when I was a
ultimate deck.
kid, but
And we
that's
have
because no
even
one ever
more
cares
good
about.
news.
Oh,
Oh shit! Okay,
High five.
wow.
High
Both
five.
right.
High
Hey,
five.
Nice.
High five.
I was not expecting
I
them
take it back. I'm
to
not
show and
stressed
stuff. So,
anymore.
okay.
Go head to head with the gym leaders and Elite Four from
In before
Pokemon
they're like,
Blue and
Pokemon Stadium 2 will
Silver.
be out at some point this year.
Several minigames
At some point today.
You can play Eager Eevee,
That'd be nice if they
It
just
would
drop it
actually
today.
be really funny if they're like TCG today, Pokemon Stadium 2 in the
Yeah.
future.
Oh.
I
boy.
wonder if this is why they didn't
the
announce.
two
Dang,
there you go.
nice. Good job.
There we go.
I was
I
gonna
wonder-
say, actually, yeah, that makes sense because Game Boy is not expansion
Yeah,
pack.
Game Boy is not expansion pass, so it doesn't.
Pokemon Sleep,
Take
a game
over
that
it.
makes waking up something to
Oh,
look forward
boy.
to, was
Oh,
released
boy.
last month.
I've been playing this, and you
When you
need to
track
give me
your
more
sleep,
ingredients.
your
I can't
results
cook
will determine
anything.
which
There's like no
season
ingredients.
Pokemon sleeping in.
Don't you have to like leave your
You may
phone
find
on
Pokemon with
and
rare
under your
sleep
pillow to
stats.
play this?
No, you can't leave. You don't
No.
leave it under your pillow. You have to
So
leave
try
it.
to rest your very best and
you have to
study
leave it on
the
your
many sleep
mattress.
styles waiting to be
I'm,
discovered.
I'm convinced it tracks movement because I got the
We're
first
also
like deep
preparing a
sleep
good sleep day
I've ever had
in-game
in this
event
game,
for the night
and I
of the
woke
full
up to
moon,
find my
in
phone
case
had
some
fallen off the
people
bed and
struggle
was
to
on the
get enough
floor.
sleep that night.
So I definitely reckon it
With the hope
tracks
you can get
how
enough
much
sleep,
you roll
even
around
on
in
such
bed, and
nights.
that's how it figures
We're
out how
powering
deep
up
of
drowsy
the sleep
power
you're
on
in.
good sleep
I think it
so you
records
can
some of
meet
your
even
audio
more
too.
Pokemon.
It does, yeah.
It's
But it also
still-
like records the alarm when it goes off
yeah.
and counts that as audio.
Try to get
Good
your very
sleep
best
day.
rest together with Pokemon Sleep.
I'll try my best, but it's not been going well
Did
so
that
far.
long pause also happen on the stream?
Yes.
Yes, it did,
Yeah, that was
yes.
part of it.
It's
We
so
turn to the latest
slow.
updates
So you could
about the
fall to
Pokemon
sleep for
Scarlet and
that.
Pokemon Violet games. The
I
newest
thought I
games
was
in the
losing my
Pokemon
mind for a
series,
second. I was like,
released in November
Phantom
last
pause
year.
the
Please
stream.
Nah,
This
that
No,
was them.
that was them. So you can
Is that a new
Well-
gate? Wow,
What
we
would-
got a door.
Sure, okay. Whoa. Yes, that is indeed the town. Why does it like look better here?
The art does look really nice, yeah. Wait, huh?
Okay.
We got
You get
an animated trailer
anime.
for it? Cool.
And, like, look, we can't show gameplay because then people remember how bad it looks. So we're gonna just animate it instead.
Well, that was like how the last thing had like all the live action stuff, and then
Yeah.
immediately,
Wait, is this also be like a short YouTube
yeah, I
series?
guess it's a short YouTube series. They really like doing these, don't they?
They're cool, but when they said that they were talking about the latest update for the game,
Yeah,
I was
thought it was
expecting
DLC. Yeah, original
game.
animated web series.
This is still
We will
cool.
release an online original animated series set in the Paldea region. The name of the series is Pokemon Paldean Winds. This original
Sure.
story will depict the youthful drama of several academy students as they come into their own,
Making a high school
growing and
drama
learning as they
series.
attend school. We hope you'll be excited to see Paldea brought to life in this animated series.
I wonder how many? Probably be like 6 episodes again.
Probably. It'll probably
We have
build up
another
to the launch of
Pokemon
the
Scarlet
DLC.
and Pokemon Violet
Yeah.
video to share with you all.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
Okay.
the game.
That was just a trick. Here's the real video game.
Oh, Mewtwo.
This will be the
Damn.
Pokemon Raid battle
Yeah.
that was leaked slightly early.
He better have a new form if you're going out for this entire freaking like trailer and stuff. Oh, Mew as well. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that like people found Mew's data had been added, and then there was that advert that had the Mewtwo in it. So.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Pokemon Raid battle. Thank you. Oh. Nothing personnel, kid. Oh, he getting big.
All right, that was cool. That's it though.
Yep. Add Mew to your team and challenge Mewtwo.
We'll be holding an event called Get Mew and Mewtwo. Add Mew to your team and challenge a Mewtwo with the mightiest mark. The mythical Pokemon Mew and the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo. These two longtime rivals.
Maybe
are
I'll
bringing their
log in
fierce
just to
battles
get Mew
Paldea.
and then not actually play.
Starting right now, you can add Mew to your
Long
team
pauses.
by entering
Oh,
this
my
password
very
in the mystery
own.
gift
I thought that said
menu.
Myron Mew. I was like, who's Myron?
Get to your Mew.
Wait, so you just get a Mew from a code, not from a raid?
Yeah, so it's mystery
Enjoy
gift.
adventuring
So
in the Paldea
you do
region
mystery
with
gift and
Mew
get you a
that's all your
Mew,
own.
and then Mewtwo will start showing up in
Meanwhile,
raid
the
battles.
legendary Pokemon Mewtwo will be appearing in a special Terra Raid battle event.
Now this was unfortunately leaked, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's likely going to be
Emerge
more with
victorious
6
in
minutes
this
left.
battle, and you'll be able to
Well, yeah,
catch
we
a
haven't
Mewtwo
seen the
with the
DLC
mightiest
yet.
mark. If
Oh
you
my
challenge
God, you're
the
right.
Pokemon on your side, be ready for
I
So,
totally
yeah,
forget that this
I
is
would
not the
expect
DLC.
more.
Yeah.
We'll also
This
hold
they're making this feel like such a
Terra
big
Raid
thing.
battle events.
It's
I know,
just the
it's a
Mewtwo.
raid battle.
Train
I mean,
with your
Mewtwo's a
Mew
big
and
deal.
work
Who
together with your
doesn't
allies to
love
take on
Mewtwo?
I-
Always. They're always pushing Mewtwo.
September 1st. Hope
Gosh.
you'll take part in these events.
Oh boy.
Finally, we'd like to share some updates about the DLC coming from
I guess.
Pokemon Star
Yeah,
Rail.
thanks.
Yeah, we go. I guess this is just the last thing
Hidden
then.
treasure of Area Zero.
So yeah, the NSO stuff was basically the only thing they added that.
Yeah, the one thing of importance. Oh, only a surprise thing. That was cool.
Yeah. It's a shame. I like the idea of this DLC, but I've just not beaten the main game. So I don't know, and I don't know when I can be. I feel like if I was bothered to beat it, I would have done so already.
Right.
Because yeah, the Momotaro stuff is fun, even though it's not very Spanish.
Wait, was that a new Applin? Or is that...
Yeah, it was a new apple. Yeah. At the very least, it was a new apple. Would that be our first alternate regional form of a Gala Pokemon?
I think so, yes. Maybe.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense because you get different types of apples all over the place.
Oh, the little brother's jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it's like a sticky toffee apple.
Oh.
Oh, it's because it's the festival theme, isn't it? So you get like candy apples at festivals.
I wonder what its evolution will look like then.
Yeah, I'm guessing it has its own unique evolution that's different from the other two. Because the candy apple sort of implies that, it won't be able to open up like Flapple.
Right.
I wonder what typing it is. Like being candy. What types of apples previous evolutions? One was dragon and grass, right? What was the other one?
There was more than one. Oh wait, there was more than one.
The apple pie one.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Alright, fair enough. If anyone in the chat knows what that Pokemon's typing is, let me know. Oh, it looks like you get your own room. That's cute.
That's cool. The teal mask trailer actually made it feel like part of the trailer made it feel like there actually is some story and some like a linear story that you'll be going through. So
yeah,
I'm
I think that made sense. It seemed like you have to go get the 3 special Pokemon, and then you'll find the teal mask Pokemon, and that trainer will be your rival throughout it all.
This seems more like in the same vein of the whoa, what is that Pokemon? Is that that's the skyscraper one, right?
Yeah, it's the skyscraper one. He turns into a bridge.
That's cool. The second part of the DLC seems more like was that Raikou? Whoa!
Whoa! What'd they do to his neck?
It seems more like a choose your own adventure path in the same vein of the main game.
This one feels like an open world DLC, whereas the first one definitely is more linear. Sure. No, Area Zero stuff.
The hidden treasure
of Area Zero.
Wow.
An old folktale passed down in the land of Kitakami. Pokemon trainers waiting to battle.
That did look interesting.
Blueberry Academy.
Yeah, I thought that was actually a pretty good trailer.
Let's take a closer look at
Coffee Apple, and
I was worried about not being interested, but I'm quite interested in the second part more.
I think both of them seem pretty interesting, to be honest.
I do like the first part does look very interesting. I'm just saying that for me that it feels like there's potentially a bit more mystery around like with those documents at the end.
Maybe. I mean, the second one definitely feels more like it's expanding on the lore of stuff. Whereas this feels more like it's like how in Sword and Shield the first one was like its own sort of side story where you went to a new island,
right?
And then the sequel where you went to Scotland and had the big brainy boy felt more like a continuation of the story.
Right.
I'm guessing that's the same thing going on here. This first one's more like a side thing that you can do at any point, and the other one is like a post-game thing.
The strong-willed Carmine and her younger brother, the meek and gentle Kieran.
Okay.
In battle, Kieran uses a new
Diplin. Its name is Diplin.
Diplin?
Meet Diplin, a Pokemon that looks a lot like a candy apple.
Wow.
A tour of Kitakami
So it's probably Applin, Diplin, and then a new evolution.
Yeah, Diplin will probably have its own evolution.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like one of those like wooden story books. I guess they're not books.
Monkey Dory.
Okie dokie.
These Pokemon are known as the Loyal Three, and they're hailed as heroes.
I like
Oh
those
my
names.
god!
Those are
I just realized that is a new trio. That's right there.
Yeah.
We haven't had that in like a while, haven't we?
Yeah, it's the trio, Momotaro trio.
What mystery could lie behind this old folktale? We hope you'll all dive in and find out for yourselves. A traveling photographer is also.
I was so confused for a second. I was like, wait, why are we on a farm?
She's here in search of a certain Pokemon. Take pictures of Pokemon
Really cool design.
alongside Perrin and help her with her mission.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, cool! You can take photos. That's cute.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a Pokemon Snap minigame. I'm surprised they didn't have that in the base game. Actually, it feels really obvious.
Pop ogre balloons and try for a high score. As a reward, you'll get Mochi, which can help your Pokemon grow strong.
Oh boy.
Oh, cool.
You can use Mochi to increase base points for your Pokemon's stats. A fresh
Oh,
start
nice.
Mochi can even reset a Pokemon's base points, so you can train your favorite
Oh,
Pokemon
wow.
just the way you like. And that's not all.
That's
You'll
pretty
be getting
cool.
the new Roto Stick too. Take photos with wider angles using the Roto Stick. Try out new poses and
that should have already been there before, to be honest. But still appreciate it.
Yeah, still, yeah. Feels like one of those things that they only thought of after getting the criticism from the first game.
Part 2,
And then
the
Indigo Disc.
Disc.
Mm-hmm.
Director Cyrano of Blueberry Academy, your academy's sister school, will invite you to visit as an exchange student. This is Blueberry Academy, where your story will unfold. Amazingly enough, this newly built school lies mostly underwater.
Hey, Will, it's what it is.
Got a freaking UFO in the middle of their goddamn school.
I know, he's got like a biodome underneath it as well.
In the terrarium located within the school, you'll find the subtropical savanna biome, the lush coastal biome, the rough and rugged canyon biome, and the freezing polar biome.
If anything, the layout is more
Each of these areas is home to
wait,
many different Pokemon.
I haven't played the Sword and Shield DLC in a long time. Was it the case that no, there wasn't a snow area in that first island. The second area was just snow.
In Sword and Shield?
For the DLC.
Sword and Shield had a snow area in its second DLC.
In the second DLC, yeah.
The BB League.
Dayton is
At
that?
the top of this league stand the Elite Four. There's the level-headed student Lacey, the fiery, battle-loving cook Crispin, the taciturn and cool-headed Amaris, and Drayton, whose laid-back attitude belies his impressive battle skills.
He looks like he could be the son of Drake or something.
From Duraludon.
From Ruby and Sapphire.
All waiting to be challenged. To battle them, you'll first need to take on their elite trials.
Did Drake was Drake dragon type?
Drake was dragon type, yeah.
Maybe they were connected then.
The similar color scheme, the gray hair. If that new they just said the name and I already forgot it. It looks like it could be a dragon type, maybe.
One of the extracurricular activities at Blueberry Academy is the League Club. It even has its own club room, which you can redecorate as you please.
What a fucking treadmill.
Oh,
that's probably there. Nice. Oh, that's not there. The Elite Four's room.
No, that's not the Elite Four's room. You can.
Oh.
You got a club room that you can just decorate yourself. Like I guess it's like a secret base.
You'll be able to invite trainers from Paldea to be your special instructors. You can spend time with these trainers to get to know them better and battle them too.
That's nice.
Finally, your adventure will lead you back to Paldea. What could the hidden treasure of Area Zero possibly be? That was Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet's DLC, The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero. We hope
music sounds really nice.
Adventuring beyond Paldea's borders.
I mean, Pokemon's never had a bad time with music, I think.
Yeah. So that's what?
What did you think?
Diplin,
that Diplin is actually an evolution for Applin. It's the third evolution rather than a yeah, and the
So they don't have a date.
Archaludon, or whatever its name is a evolution for Duraludon. So the bridge one is an evolution as well.
Archaludon, Diplin, whatever Diplin evolves into.
Thank you for
they're the two new Pokemon. Then there's a version of Raikou and a version of one of Keldeo.
I think that was Cobalion. I think that's what 6 new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like you can get Pokeball throwing styles. Did I miss that? Did they say that at the end there?
I did not even recall that.
My friend just texted it to me now. Oh wait, did they give a release date? I also I can't.
They did give a release date for the first one, the Teal Mask, not for the second one. So it might be next year.
When was the release date for the first one?
Let me go back and check.
I just sort of like zoned out towards the end there.
September 13th.
September 13th. Okay, so it's basically all around the time that this raid battle ends.
Yeah.
So,
which is not too long of a wait.
It's not too long of a wait. No, I needed to figure out what I want to do, I guess, about Pokemon then, because I got like halfway through the game when I gave it up. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to go back and finish it, but maybe I could around the time the DLC comes out. Because September there isn't really anything coming out, so.
And the Indigo Disc can either be December, but it likely is going to be January.
I think it'll be next year. Yeah. So
like-
anyway, thoughts on the presentation? I mean, it was. I already see Ivan coming in here being like trash presentation. It depends on what you expected. This is basically exactly what I expected it to be, just based on how every other Pokemon Presents has been. I went in here only expecting the NSO stuff to be the things that I really cared about. And it's right. But I'm happy that we're getting both Stadium 2 and the trading card game.
Yeah, instead of just one or the other.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little... Because every presentation is kind of like, oh yeah, we know that they're going to update on this, such and such and such. Unlike a Nintendo Direct, it's like you always will know what you're getting. So
yeah,
it kind of makes when you finally get it feel a little disappointing. It's like, oh, they could pull out something new, like they do, what they do with the NSO games, or like before, like 3-4 years ago now, when they did like Mystery Dungeon DX.
Yeah,
like, I would like some more stuff like that, I guess.
I mean, this is the thing, right? It's like the February Direct, the February Pokemon Presents is always exciting because that's when we know they'll always announce a new game, usually the new mainline game. And everything else, they always talk about Pokemon Unite. They always talk about Pokemon Cafe. They always talk about Pokemon Masters EX. And usually, they'll talk about the trading card game, any tournaments going on. Especially now, we all knew that was going to be the first thing they talked about because it's literally happening in Japan.
Yeah.
As we speak. Any other stuff in that... Like, usually there's one new announcement, and I guess for this stream it was the NSO stuff. Like, last time it was Detective Pikachu, and I don't know what it was the time before that. Maybe it was the DLC itself was new then. I don't remember when they announced it.
Detective Pikachu was at Nintendo Direct.
Was it at Nintendo Direct?
Yes.
I swear it was in Pokemon Presents.
It was at a Nintendo Direct.
Are you sure Pokemon Mystery Dungeon wasn't at a
Pokemon
Nintendo
Mystery
Direct?
Dungeon was announced before the Scarlet and Violet DLC. I mean, my bad. That's the Sword and Shield DLC.
Yeah,
in that same stream.
Okay.
After that, I guess would have been like others, like side mobile games, like Pokemon like the cafe game. That got announced at the Presents, I'm pretty sure, I believe, and also the Toothbrush one and Smile.
Yeah,
no,
well,
my bad, Sleep. Yes, Pokemon Smile was also there.
Well, their mobile games always get announced in Presents because Nintendo has nothing to do with their mobile games.
Right.
So that's why those get taken up so much space here. And Unite is also a mobile game, technically. I'm sure most people play it on Switch, but it is on mobile phones as well.
I think... And another thing as well is that I feel like for this presentation specifically, it felt like there were just instances of dead silence where it was like, okay,
there was a few
can you move on?
Really awkward dead silence.
It felt like they were just padding out for time.
I mean,
it's already 40 minutes, like 30 minutes long.
It wouldn't be a Pokemon Presents without some kind of fuck-uppery in the presentation. At least this one didn't lag at the start and then end midway through a sentence like the last two did.
The freaking Legends Arceus one did that.
Yeah. So, like, the awkward silence I'll take over just not getting the information. But you're right, the Pokemon Sleep pause.
Yeah, that was
just
weird.
way too long. They feel like editing errors. Like he himself didn't pause, but whoever was making the video left the gap there by accident. Or on purpose. Maybe they were told to do it for some weird reason. But there was another pause between transitions when they were talking about the DLC that I noted lingered a bit too long. Haitani says, I guess we are too informed about the franchise in general, and these presentations are more like a big ad for normies. I mean, potentially, I think it's more of a case of it's for like dedicated Pokemon fans. Because if I was playing Pokemon Cafe, if I was playing Pokemon Masters EX, and I was playing Pokemon Unite, then these are all new updates for me that I would actually care about.
Yeah.
I mean, you sort of run the issue of like, well, do you want this franchise to have like 30 games every year? Or do you want some breathing room in between them? Which, like, obviously, in a perfect world, you would have like 17 billion support studios for Pokemon, and they could just like, instead of just having Game Freak crank them out, just like just one company. But like, I don't know. You either have to wait for more stuff or not.
I mean, that is a good point you make there, Kawlun. I'm actually now just wondering. Maybe I'll look into it. How many Pokemon
Support studios are there?
Not just that, but how many although that is also a good question. How many spin-off games do they make for Pokemon that are like console spin-off games, not the mobile ones like Cafe and stuff?
How many?
Obviously, have they been doing? So obviously we're getting Detective Pikachu this year,
right? That's creatures, yeah.
Yeah, but is that like the only Pokemon spin-off we're getting this year? Should we have been not expecting a Mystery Dungeon because they've already got Detective Pikachu? Because now that I'm thinking about it, we had Mystery Dungeon one year and we had Pokemon Snap another year, and now we have Pokemon Detective Pikachu this year. I feel like they've only ever done one mainline game and then one spin-off game every single year, basically just juggling two games at once, ignoring all the ones that are on mobile.
That's what it seems like, because outside, well, you could also technically argue, I guess, Pokemon Unite, since that did come to Switch first.
It did come to Switch first, but
and it was like a while before it came to mobile. It is also a mobile game, but they probably would also consider that as well. So that might have been. Did anything else? I need to remember if anything else came out that year, because I think Mystery Dungeon came out the year before that. Then Unite is on the second anniversary, so that would have been 2021.
It was 2021 was Pokemon Unite.
Yeah.
So Pokemon new Pokemon Snap came out the same year as Pokemon Unite did.
Oh, okay.
However, Pokemon Legends and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were the only two Pokemon games to come out last year. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was that. What year was Pokemon?
That's 2020, I believe.
That was 2020, and Cafe Remix also came out that year, but again, that's a mobile game.
Yeah.
And then 2019 was
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield, yeah. Which and Pokemon Masters EX was also 2019.
Right.
Not EX, sorry, just the original
Pokemon Masters, yeah, original Pokemon Masters.
And then Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were 2018. And Pokemon Quest was 2018 as well, which is that a mobile game?
That is a console game. It was the first spin-off developed by Game Freak.
Okay, fair. It's also a free-to-play game, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
And it is also on mobile phones.
It is on mobile as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out. It was like Pokemon Unite. It came out on Switch first, and then like a month later, it came out on Android and iOS.
Right.
So
that probably is the case, yeah.
It's the case that they just like having two console Pokemon games every year, give or take, or at least no more than two. And because we're getting Detective Pikachu this year, we probably shouldn't be expecting any other one. After Detective Pikachu gets released, then they may announce their next Pokemon spin-off game. But also, I suppose, I know Mystery Dungeon Deluxe did get announced in a Pokemon Presents, but the fact that Detective Pikachu got announced in a regular Nintendo Direct makes me wonder if we should expect those in regular Directs. Did new Pokemon Snap get announced in a Pokemon Presents as well?
Yeah. No. Wait. No.
I think that was a Direct.
Remember. I think that was a Direct.
It was like the opening announcement at one of the Directs, wasn't it? Or like one of the first?
No. It wasn't. It was announced during a Pokemon Presents.
It was. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
In 2020, it was announced as a Pokemon Presents. I had a feeling it was.
Oh, well then that doesn't count. 2020 doesn't count. There wasn't even Direct that year.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. All right.
Fair enough. I forgot about that. You're right. Yeah, and I guess technically Detective Pikachu on Switch was first announced in a Pokemon Presents. It just then wasn't we didn't see anything of it.
Yeah,
it was at the Pokemon press conference in 2019, and then 4 years later, literally radio silence, and now here it is, and now it comes out in like a few months.
I mean, that matches the first Detective Pikachu. Remember, they announced that in like some random. They gave us like a single screen development screenshot.
Are you serious?
Random Pokémon Presents, yeah, and then it didn't come out until the end of the 3DS's lifespan.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
They did that exact thing.
Now it's coming out at the end of the Switch's lifespan.
Yeah, so I think that's just a creature's problem.
I love Detective Pikachu.
To be fair, what else does creatures even make?
Well, creatures does the animation. I believe the animations for the games.
Yeah,
I think they do the modeling.
Yeah, they do. They do the modeling. So they were the developer of Great Detective Pikachu and this new Detective Pikachu, and then they were the developer of Pokédex 3D Pro.
Right. Yeah.
And Pokepark. So I think, it's they were the developers of Pokemon Rangers. At least the second.
Really?
2 and 3. The first Pokemon Ranger was made by HAL Labs, and then it looks like the two sequels were actually made by Creatures instead of HAL, which is probably why they're not as good.
You know the idea of covering like every single outsourced studio, like development studio that has worked with Pokemon is actually a really interesting idea now, because I had no idea HAL did the Rangers games.
Yeah, because I mean, there are some obvious ones I know off the top of my head, like Creatures and Genius Sorority.
Yeah.
And then we have ILC, I guess, if that's how you say the name. Ilka, yeah. I don't know how to say it.
Who else?
And then, Niantic, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course. DNA as well for the mobile games. For Masters.
Is that DNA? Okay.
That's DNA, yeah.
Yeah. There's Pokemon Jewel, that was an Android game. It was made by a company called Heros. I'm just on Wikipedia now because I was looking up stuff. So
I have no idea what that even is.
Yeah, it looks like Pokemon Jewel's I think Pokemon Jewel was like a mobile game, but it was also like you had little figures or something.
You said Duel. Oh, yeah, Pokemon Duel was an amazing game.
No, what's
that? I actually basically do you remember the trading figure game?
I remember the figures is what I remember. Like I never owned any, but I remember seeing them in store.
Yeah, Pokemon Duel is basically that. It's a Pokemon figure game where you have Pokemon and their figures, and you're moving them around the board to then go battle, and it actually was very fun. That was actually the only Pokemon mobile game that other than Go when it first came out, only other Pokemon mobile game that I've actually enjoyed. And then it got taken down. And, which is just sad because it was really fun.
Actually, that might be an interesting thing to have a look at. Actually, maybe I will do that. But yeah, I think that might be a point though. That we shouldn't be expecting multiple Pokemon spin-off games in a year unless they were a mobile game, which Mystery Dungeon wouldn't be.
Another part of the mobile games are in a sense replaceable in terms of like content. Content for the presents. So like before, I think for 2 years ago we would have been seeing stuff for like Pokemon Smile, the toothbrush game, and it actually did get like updates and presents past after that initial announcement. And then now we're getting Pokemon Sleep, and that's probably going to be for like another year or two maybe. Pokemon Go is always going to have updates. That's always going to be consistent now, which fine, I understand why. Pokemon Cafe Remix, that's going to be a while. What was the game before that? Was it not Shuffle? It would have been like Shuffle, and then I think another game came out after that was like a puzzle game or something, and I don't remember at the top of my head right now.
When did Pokemon Shuffle came out? I think
that was like 2014. That was like 2014, but then it came to mobile, and that lasted for a few years, and then another puzzle game happened, I think.
Let's check Genius. Pokemon Cafe Remix was the next game after Pokemon Shuffle from Genius Sorority. Sonority.
But it was called something before Cafe Remix. What was it called?
I sure it just wasn't Pokemon Cafe.
Oh, it might have just been Pokemon Cafe.
I'm pretty sure there was a Pokemon Cafe, and then they did like a Pokemon Masters EX thing. Where they updated it because it wasn't being very successful and called it Pokemon Cafe Remix.
Yeah. And eventually that game's gonna get replaced by something. And
the next Pokemon puzzle
at that announcement, when a Pokemon Presents is gonna be like, okay, here's a new thing, but then after that it's gonna be like, okay, there is nothing, like, now expect this in every Pokemon Presents for like the next few years.
I mean, that makes sense. Pokemon, how directs are basically just big game adverts for gamers.
Yeah, I agree. It does make sense.
Just big update adverts for Pokemon fans.
It does make sense, but what I'm getting at is that now when it comes to like at least the game side of stuff outside of the main games, because that we kind of in a way know what the pattern is for those. For the mobile games now, we also already know, okay, this is going to be in the Presents. And so it kind of comes at the only interesting things, or not interesting, but like brand new things that we'll be seeing ends up being either, and if there's an NSO stuff, like an update, which I think we already knew these games were coming to NSO, we just didn't know when.
Yeah.
And if anything, honestly, the animations, when Twilight Wings got announced, when the next series of evolutions, what was it? Twilight's the Hisuian Snow, the music video animation that they did, and now Paldean Wings. It's like I wish that they actually would now tap into the animations a lot more, in terms of like, oh, maybe do like another music video or something like that. Because
I mean, I think they'll do it. I mean, they seem to like doing the music video. Remember, they did the collabs with Katy Perry and
I forgot all about that. Yeah. And then they also like had the animation for Champions as well. Like, so, and the animations are incredible too. Like they're really great. So I like that they're doing that more, because then there's also still that Netflix series for the Pokemon.
I was surprised
concierge
they didn't talk about
thing.
that, actually.
It got talked about at a Netflix event, so that's probably why they didn't talk about it. Maybe that's why they didn't talk about it here, because it was already had news out or something like that.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, they already had 35 minutes to fill with random updates of stuff. So
right. So those being the new, like the one things that like, oh, you kind of like, like, I guess you could say we know animation is gonna come, but like I feel like the animations are now becoming like the most interesting part of these, outside of the main game part, because the main game part is always going to be the most interesting. That's what we're really all here for, because they're the things that pretty much everybody plays. I don't know anybody that just plays Pokemon for the spinoffs, unless they just never played the mini games in the first place. So it's not the presentation's fault necessarily, but now that we have an understanding of, well, not just now, but because we have that understanding of what these presentations are, it kind of ends up becoming, when they get announced, it's like, oh snap, what's gonna be there? But then after it happens, it's kind of like, oh well, it's Pokemon Presents, and then you kind of get a little disappointed, but it's like, well, I mean, what do we expect at that point?
Yeah,
it's a little tricky.
Oh well, it's
It is what it is.
It is what it is. The sooner Pokemon fans sort of realize that, like, the better. Like, I feel like the way to look at this, especially just because of when Pokemon Snap was announced as well, is that, excuse me, the February Pokemon Presents is the most exciting one, because that's when they announce their next big game. And then all the DLC for the game that they will have just released in the November. And then the May Pokemon Presents is when they'll announce any sort of other spin-off games. Because they did it for Pokemon Snap. They did it for Detective. Well, they didn't do it for Detective Pikachu. That was in a direct, but still. They did it for Pokemon Sleep. Technically, that was shown off in the April direct. In April Presents. And then I guess the summer one is more just updates on everything, because they've already announced everything for the year. And then do they do a Pokemon Presents at the end of the year?
No. Well,
I feel like they probably do one every quarter.
I don't. They'll probably. I think. Oh wow! I can't really remember, because I know that in the past we have had some Pokemon Directs that were like in September, but that was like many years ago, like 2013.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be Pokemon Presents. I'm gonna assume they do one in the fall as well. Maybe like even November or something, like right before a game's about to come out. This year is when they'll probably announce the release date for the second DLC in that. And at that point, there's a chance we might get something new added, simply because, well, the Detective Pikachu will already be out then.
I don't recall.
But we shouldn't really expect anything in these summer ones.
Yeah, I don't remember if the Crown Tundra had a present. I think they announced that what the date was.
I mean, that's also
I think that might have just been a trailer. I think. But I can't remember.
That is also possible. But if they announce a Pokemon Presents instead of just dropping a trailer, then we know what it's going to be about, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my point. Especially with a new system potentially on its way next year, they probably want to hold off on announcing any new games until.
Yeah, if there's a new system, if a new Switch comes out this year. I'm about 2024. Sorry, 2024. Even if it was early next year, we're not. I don't think we're gonna be seeing a Pokemon game immediately come out for it. It's probably gonna wait till 2025 because for the Switch itself, we didn't get a Pokemon game until the year after.
That's true. We got Ultra Sun and Ultramoon in 2017, didn't we?
Yeah. Ultra Sun, yeah. And then this DLC, if it's coming out 2020, that second part is coming out 2024. That probably is just gonna be that. Here's your Pokemon. Here's your mainline Pokemon air quotes game for 2024, and then there might be a spinoff, maybe.
Maybe. I guess it depends on whether or not the Switch 2 is backwards compatible or not, because potentially they could just announce, oh, here's a Pokemon game, it's coming to the Switch, and it's also going to be coming to Switch 2, because obviously that's backwards compatible, so it can do. We obviously don't know. We know nothing about the Switch 2, but if it is backwards compatible, maybe they'll copy the Sony thing of having upgrades to it. You could get PS4 games that you could get PS5 upgraded versions of. Maybe they'll do that for Switch as well. So this Pokemon Scarlet and Violet might actually run better on the new hardware.
If they were to announce a game, they were at the end of the year 2020 it's coming out 2024. What route do you think they would go? Because we just had Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and then also Legends Arceus, and that was two Pokemon games back to back, but also they were related to one another to being about Sinnoh. And the next games in line for a remake would be Black and White, which also is an interesting case because Black and White also have a direct sequel as well.
Yeah. I actually do wonder.
There's quite a number of avenues they can go.
Because Black and White had a direct sequel, I almost wonder if Black 2 and White 2, they might do a Black 3 and White 3 instead of.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah, but I feel like they wouldn't do that.
But you're right. I do think just because of how they've usually done it, I don't necessarily think we would see Black and White happen until. Then again, actually, no, that's not true, because Diamond and Pearl probably counts as the Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus. Those probably count as Gen.
Those are Gen 8. Those are Gen 8 games, yes.
Yeah. So we're actually in Gen 9 now. So I reckon a remake of some kind or reference to older game is probably in the cards. Whether or not they do Black 3 and White 3 or Legends Unova, which would be pretty cool, but they could also do Let's Go Marill and Togepi, something to do with Gen 2,
I don't.
Batch of remakes.
They've kind of Masuda already kind of stated that I mean we are Let's Go, of course, mechanically was to introduce people from the popularity of Go into the main Pokemon series. I feel like there probably isn't a need to do that.
Well, maybe not Let's Go, but I guess what I'm saying is they did a remake of Pokemon Yellow, quote unquote.
Yeah, they did, but that remake also had specific caveats to it. No, not caveats, but specific, a specific intent with it. And then I think in the interview, Masuda said, even though he said something there's an interest, if there's an interest, we would do one again. But it seemed like he was also saying that we won't do another one.
I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily need to be Let's Go.
Right.
But,
okay.
Something to do with Gen 2. Pokemon Crystal. Or maybe even instead everyone's been saying Pokemon Legends Unova, maybe it's actually Pokemon Legends Ho-Oh.
Pokemon Sleep Johto.
Just something to do with Gen 2 because they revisited Kanto with the Switch with basically remaking Gen 1. Maybe they will remake Gen 2.
Oh man,
as the next thing to do. Just a thought, because I as much as I really want them to go all in on Nova next because I like black and white.
Right.
I also think that it's something potentially worth saving to have fully on the new system. Because you're right, even if a new system comes out next year, whatever Pokemon game they release next year will at the most be cross-platform on Switch 1 and Switch 2. But I think you're right, it will definitely be on Switch 1 because that's just how they do things. And if that's the case, I don't really feel like it would be Gen 5. So maybe some sort of other Pokemon game going back and doing Gen 2 again. Doing Gen 2 again.
That wouldn't Gen 2 actually
might be something as a filler.
The more that I think about it, it's kind of possible as well. It could be the case that they decide to do they can just choose to go back to Gen 2 because it's not like when they first started with the remakes in the first place, with Fire Red and Leaf Green. They kept going forward. They then did Gen 2, and then we had Gen 3, when we just got Gen 4. And then before Gen 4, they went back to Gen 1, and that was like an interim game of not because for Let's Go, it also was not. It wasn't also just grab the Go fan base into the mainline games, but also, hey, we're gonna need a first game to be on Switch, and while we're still developing Sword and Shield, let's create a game that they can also have like its part of its development also serve as a base for what we can then use for Sword and Shield. And with the Legends series potentially continuing, given that new title that it has of Legends, that can still keep going forward. And if I wouldn't be able to imagine in a way what like a Gen 2 game would be unless they decided to make it a Legends game as well, just to okay, let's do Legends, like Legends Celebi, Legends Ho-Ho, or whatever now. But if it's like, let's do like a small title and like on the same scope of Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, that is also possible as well. But then at that point, I don't know what function it would serve, like in regards to the benefit of the other games to development wise for them, other than hey, let's have a game in between while we're working on other stuff for the new console.
I mean, they could just get Ilka to make like a Pokemon
that is true too,
Shining Gold and Glimmering Silver or something.
Right.
Although I feel like that's not what I want because Heart Gold and Soul Silver are already like perfect Pokemon games. Then I'm making like I don't trust a new remake of Pokemon Gold and Silver to be anywhere near as good as the first remake they did. So
yeah.
Any
gamers, I'm gonna hop off.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we've been here for an hour, so I think it's let's wrap this up.
All right. Thank you so much for watching and joining me for the stream. Kawlun and Anton. Thank you all for watching in the chat. At least not only watching our reaction to the presentation, but also to our speculation and analysis of it. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, of course you can subscribe. Check out our links in the description, our Twitters, our Patreon, our website. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to return to the source.